Hello. All right, so you guys have a test coming up next week, and there are some problems that you're going to have to solve order of operations with fractions. Say what? All right, there's a lot to think about. So let's zoom in to number 43. We've got dividing and dividing. So remember the order is parentheses. Oop, don't want to line that thick. Okay, so the order is parentheses first, then look for your exponents, then multiply and divide from left to right, and the last thing that we do is add or subtract from left to right. So for number 43, if we have dividing and dividing, we're going to go from left to right. So the first thing I'm focused on is 1/6 divided by 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a fraction bar and a 1 under that 6. And then I'm going to do keep, switch, flip. 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 times 6 is 36. Now I have to drop down my divided by 6. So that is coming all the way down here, divided by 6, fraction bar with a 1 on the bottom. So now I'm going to again do keep, switch, flip. 1 times 1, 36 times 6, is 216. Answer 1/216. So you guys can always pause that, go back and watch it again if I went a little bit too fast. Okay, so parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. So since the only two operations that I see are dividing, I'm going to move from left to right. So first I'm going to put a fraction bar and a 1 under the 14. And then I'm going to do keep, switch, flip. Now I'm going to cross cancel, divide by 7, divide by 7. Multiply numerators and multiply denominators. So I've just finished the first operation, but up here I still have divided by 6. So I'm going to drop that down here. A whole number goes over 1. And then we're going to do keep, switch, and flip. Multiply numerators, multiply denominators. So I'm going to skip number 45 because that's very similar to the ones we just did. 46 has two different operations. It's got dividing and subtracting. So if we go back up to the rules, division comes before subtraction. So first I'm going to box 4 divided by 8/9. I'm going to put a 1 under the whole number, and then I'm going to do keep, switch, flip. Now I'm going to cross cancel, divide by 4, divide by 4. Multiply 1 times 9 and multiply 1 times 2. Now, look at the 9/2. You know, in order to subtract fractions, you need a common denominator. It is okay in the middle of your solving if you have an improper fraction. It is not okay for your answer to be improper. But since we're not finished solving the problem yet, sometimes it's actually easier to leave that fraction improper for now, and then we'll simplify it at the end of the problem. So remember, we still have minus 1/2. We still have another operation. So I'm going to drop that down here. Now this is subtraction of fractions. I've already got a common denominator, so that common denominator stays at 2, and all I'm looking at is 9 minus 1. Now this is an improper fraction. That has to be simplified. So that's asking what is 8 divided by 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. All right, I'm going to go to the second page, and the last one we're going to do together is number 51. So remember, the rules are parentheses first, then exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. So notice that this time we do have parentheses. So inside that we've got 3/8 divided by 5/24. So that's what I have to solve first. So I'm going to keep that inside parentheses, keep it, switch it, flip it. Cross cancel, divide by 8, divide by 8, multiply numerators, 3 times 3, multiply denominators, 1 times 5. Now that I've solved the operation inside parentheses, I can drop the parentheses. But in front of that, I had 10/27 times the answer to my parentheses. So that's going to come in right here. So 10/27 times 9/5. Now remember, with multiplying fractions, we do not keep switch flip. We only do keep switch flip for division. So this problem is going to stay exactly as it looks. Remember, multiplying fractions, we're going to look to see if we can cross cancel. So I'm going to divide 5 by 5 and divide 10 by 5. Divide 9 by 9 and divide 27 by 9. Multiply numerators and denominators. Final answer on that one is 2/3.